All right, everybody, welcome to another edition of Cigar and a Beverage. Little music to get you started here on this episode. It is a Saturday morning, about to turn noon here in the New Orleans area, and I welcome you to the broadcast booth. Welcome to another edition of Cigar and a Beverage. A lot of things happening in the world of sports. The Euros are tomorrow, Euro final between Italy and England. But another sporting event took place in England this morning, earlier this morning, as it was Ashley Barty from Australia winning the women's Wimbledon final against Karolina Pliskova at the Wimbledon ladies final. Center court was the site at the All English Tennis Club, where Barty won 6-3, 6-7, 6-3. With her win, Barty claims her second Grand Slam singles title and becomes the first Australian woman to win Wimbledon since 1980. So, hats off to Barty for the win. She lost in Wimbledon 5 years ago, starting her return to tour. She made a return to tour in 2017, and since then, she's won 12 titles. She's second behind Serena Williams in winning percentage in that time span, and has the highest percentage of finals reached per tournament played, 28%. Ashley Barty is the number one. She was the number one seed in this tournament, and she played like a number one seed should play. So she now takes her place among the champions of Wimbledon and history for Australia. 50 years ago in 1971, another Australian by the name of Yvonne Goolagong Cawley, Australian, won. Oh, Australian woman. But Barty becomes the first Australian, period, since 1980 to win at the All England Tennis Club. Her first Grand Slam title was in 2019 as she won the French Open at Roland Garros. And congratulations to Miss Barty winning Wimbledon. As I mentioned before, the Euros tomorrow, the Euro final between Italy and England. And it will be a spectacle at Wembley tomorrow. England got here by defeating Denmark in extra time on Wednesday. And it was Italy who defeated Spain in a penalty kick shootout to get to the Euro final Tuesday. And it should make for an interesting final. Tomorrow, excuse me. Tamale here. I'm reading some tweets here about the Euro final, and Tamale Marundi explained, and I can't embed the video here, but he refers to the final tomorrow between England and Italy like World War III. Because the two countries have held historic grudges during the Renaissance and since. It is going to be one for the ages. I think it's something like 1968 or sometime during the 60s. Was the last time England won a major soccer tournament. I mean, it has been ages since England has won a major soccer tournament. So it will be fairly interesting. It was Harry Kane that took care of Denmark. Wednesday, and it was an incredible scene there. 3 p.m. Eastern Time, 2 o'clock Central, Wembley Stadium. Bjorn Keepers of the Netherlands will be the head official in this one. The projected lineup for England will be Pickford, Walker, Stones, Maguire, Shaw, Phillips, Rice, Saka, Mount, Sterling, and Kane, while the substitutions include Ramsdale, Johnstone, Grealish, Henderson, Rashford, Mings, Cody, Sancho, Foden, James, and Bellingham. Oh, you can't forget about Trippier. For Italy, it'll be starting with a 4-3-3 front. Donnarumma, Di Lorenzo, Bonucci, Cellini, Emerson, Barella, Jorginho, Verratti, Shisa, Immobile, Insigne. I know I'm butchering those names, and I apologize. The subs will be Sirigu, Merritt, Locatelli, Belotti, Berardi, Pessina, Acerbi, Cristante, Bernardeschi, Bastoni, Florenzi, and Toloi. Italy has scored 12 goals, and at this point, going 6-0 in the Euros. They've only allowed 3 goals. They have committed 72 fouls in this tournament, while England 5-1 scored 10 goals, allowed 1. They've only allowed 1 goal. They've held possession on average 54% and only have committed 58 fouls. For their differences, the culture, the language, the constant one-upsmanship, this year's Euros finalists have a lot in common. Both teams can score goals, and both can defend when they need to. Each side has pace and players who can electrify on the wings. England and Italy may have never looked so similar on a football pitch. For managers Gareth Southgate and Roberto Mancini, they parachuted in to rescue their national programs at 2 of their lowest points. Southgate took over England months after a humiliating loss to Iceland in the Euros back in 2016, while Italy turned to Mancini after missing the World Cup in 2018. The Three Lions and Azzurri discovered new identities under their guidance of their coaches, ushering a youthful core with an emphasis on attack-minded football. And it's been an overwhelming success. England is the betting favorite to win tomorrow at Wembley Stadium, and with 19 wins in its last 20 matches at home, it's easier to understand why. But this has been a tournament of small margins, not a romp to the finish. The final should be no exception. Raheem Sterling is a possible skeleton key. He's factored into the majority of England's goals in this tournament, and he'll run straight at Italy's back four for at least 90 minutes. Likewise, England's defense, particularly left back Luke Shaw, will have a tough assignment in Federico Chiesa, whose mazy, darting runs often wreak havoc in the final third. Normally, Italy would have the edge in goal, with Donnarumma widely regarded as one of the world's best goalkeepers. Jordan Pickford, England's heavily scrutinized number one, isn't even the best netminder in his own league. But the 27-year-old has inspired confidence with several decisive saves in the Euros, overcoming persistent criticism of his height disadvantage to set a national team record for the longest shutout streak at 480 minutes. The most interesting battle will happen in midfield. It'll be Calvin Phillips and Declan Rice for England, who have significant risk tolerance and positional awareness, skills especially required in a two-man midfield like England's. Phillips and Rice never looked out of place or unsure of themselves when carrying yellow cards in the second half of England's last 16 contest against Germany. Italy operates with three midfielders who are just as capable of producing the perfect pass as they are a tough tackle. Barella barks his way up and down the pitch like a watchdog, while Marco Verratti, one of Europe's coolest customers, and Jorginho recover possession in crucial areas of the pitch. Together, they're a perfect blend of creativity and tenacity. The Italians like to play quick passes down the middle, something England has struggled with all tournament. Given how difficult it will be to beat spry fullback Kyle Walker in a foot race, or 6'3" center back Harry Maguire in the area, the Azzurri will likely concentrate their energy in the middle of the pitch. If they can overload the midfield areas, they could come away with a famous victory. Be too overzealous, and England's rapid counterattack will strike back. And if England somehow ends up with a lead, it could squeeze the life out of the game, as it did so masterfully in the final 10 minutes of extra time in Wednesday's semifinal against Denmark. Add it all up, and it's hard to pick the standout champion. 7 of the 14 knockout ties in this tournament have already gone to extra time. So why not another? This one could go into extra time. Momentum and the home pitch advantage go to England, but the Azzurri could prove to be too much. I'm not making a prediction. I just want to watch and enjoy it. Could be a good one. Could be a very good one. This preview is brought to you by Anthony Lopopolo of The Score. It is the Euro 2020 final preview. England and Italy tomorrow, 2 o'clock Central Time, if anybody's interested. I know I will be. Gold Cup soccer action tonight, Mexico and Trinidad Tobago In Copam soccer action at 7 o'clock tonight, Brazil and Argentina. Last night around, if we want to talk soccer, Colombia beat Peru 3-2 in Copam soccer action, while in MLS action, Columbus and Cincinnati drew at 2. So there it is. Earlier this week, the Stanley Cup was awarded when the Tampa Bay Lightning closed out the Montreal Canadiens 1-0. The Habs' improbable run to the Stanley Cup final ended in 5 games in the Stanley Cup final. It was the only goal scored was Colton, his 4th of the playoffs at 13:27 of the second period. Some of the stats in this one: both teams 0 for 3 on the power play, hitting each other at an incredible rate. Tampa Bay laid 56 hits on the Habs. The Habs also, they laid 48 hits on their. The face-offs were pretty even, 51% for Tampa Bay, 48% for Montreal. The 3 stars of the game: Andrei Vasilevsky, 22 saves in goal. Colton with the only score of the game, and Barclay Goodrow, who had almost 18 minutes of total ice time. 18,110 in attendance in Tampa Bay to watch the Lightning win a back-to-back Stanley Cup, their 3rd overall, I believe, back-to-back Stanley Cup victories for the Lightning. So here's a question. Is it too early to be drinking and smoking a cigar? I don't think so. Not at all. It's never too early to have a cigar and a beverage. Even if I'm not live. Even if I'm not live. I always enjoy a nice cigar and a nice beverage any time of day. Any time of day. Let's see what they're saying on Twitter overall in the sports world right now. Let's see if I could find anything here. First pitch today in Miami between the Braves and the Marlins. They hit Acuna again last night. I'm going to bring that up. This is game 2 of a 3-game set before the All-Star break between the Marlins and the Braves. This one in this series in Miami. Acuna got hit last night in the 7th. When are the Marlins going to learn to stop hitting Acuna? It is becoming, look, it may look accidental, but this is the 6th time that the Marlins have hit Acuna. Braves beat the Marlins last night 5-0. Charlie Morton pitched 7 innings of 2-hit baseball, and Acuna had to be restrained after being plunked by Morton. And the Atlanta Braves did beat the Marlins 5-0 last night. Freddie Freeman homered, and Austin Riley doubled and tripled for the Braves. Ozzie Albies and Dansby Swanson each had 2 hits and an RBI. Morton, who's 37 years old, struck out 7 and walked 2. Morton allowed 1 Miami runner to reach third base, but Joe Panic was stranded after Jazz Chisholm flew out to center field and ended the 3rd inning. In his previous start last Sunday against the Braves, Morton allowed 4 runs and 5 hits and 5 1/3. I apologize. Morton pitches for the Braves. He went 5 1/3 against the Marlins last Sunday, allowed 4 runs on 5 hits. This time he struck out 7, walked 2. He had to getting through the 6th and the 7th pretty efficiently was a pretty big deal, said Morton. Miami reliever Anthony Bender hit Acuna with a slider in the seventh. A frustrated Acuna started and walked toward Bender before he was held back by Marlins catcher Jorge Alfaro and home plate umpire Jordan Baker. Acuna headed to first base, slamming his protective elbow gear to the ground. Look, Snitker said not a big deal. He hit him with a breaking ball. Everybody handled themselves fine. Yes, it was a breaking ball. It wasn't like this one was on purpose, but this is the sixth time that Acuna got hit, and Acuna is obviously frustrated anytime he has to play Miami. Marlins pitchers have hit Acuna 7 times since the 3-time All-Stars rookie season in 2018, including with the first pitch of Atlanta's first at-bat of their game July the 2nd. That hit by pitch resulted in the ejection of Pablo Lopez. Manager Don Mattingly said, quote, "I've really grown tired of the drama. I'm sure anybody that's ever played the game, talked about it, saw that it wasn't intentional. I'm tired about it, and I'm tired of talking about it." The Braves capitalized as Acuna advanced on Freeman's grounder and raced home on Albies' double. Riley's triple scored Albies. Pinch hitter Orlando Arcia extended the Braves' advantage with his RBI double in the 8th, and Swanson singled Riley home in the 9th. Braves reliever Luke Jackson pitched a scoreless 8th, and Jesse Chavez closed it out with a perfect 9th. Freeman gave Atlanta a quick lead with his solo homer against Marlins starter Anthony Bass in the first inning. The Marlins were forced into a bullpen game after scheduled starter Zach Thompson fell ill and became a late scratch. One of Miami's late inning relievers, Bass, had not started a game since October the 2nd, 2012. Bass was lifted after the first, allowing the home run to Freeman and striking out 2. Sean Morimondo relieved Bass and held Atlanta scoreless the next 5 innings. Recalled from AAA Jacksonville on Friday, Morimondo had one previous relief appearance with Miami this season when he entered the 9th to close a 9-2 lead against Philadelphia back on the 24th of May, but allowed 4 runs and 4 hits and lasted just 2/3 of an inning. So Friday's win keeps the Braves in line to go to the All-Star break with a winning record. Atlanta has not had a losing record at the break since 2017. Before Friday's game, Don Mattingly and shortstop Miguel Rojas visited a memorial for the Surfside apartment complex that collapsed on June the 24th. As of Friday, there are 79 confirmed deaths, with 61 people still unaccounted for. The coastal town of Surfside is located 13 miles from the Marlins home stadium in downtown Miami. Up next, it'll be Max Fried going for the Braves. He'll start the second of the series for the Braves, while the Marlins will go to left-handed pitcher Trevor Rogers, 7-5 with a 2.22 ERA. So there was that. I mean, the 7th time they've hit Acuna for a 7th time. Come on now. Now, obviously, it wasn't intentional because he did get hit with a breaking ball. If you're a pitcher and you want to intentionally hit a guy and you do it with a breaking ball, that's pretty talented. Right? I mean, that's pretty talented if you could purposely throw a curveball at a guy. I don't know. Oh, UFC action tonight. It's UFC 264. UFC 264 tonight. Conor McGregor and Dustin Poirier. The third fight between these two, who split the first 2 bouts. This is the rubber match. Poirier currently favored in fight number 3. Defeated McGregor in the second round when they met back in January. UFC 264 odds are on the board and drawing plenty of action for a packed card headlined by this anticipated third bout between McGregor and Poirier. Poirier, like we said, is the betting favorite at minus 135. After Poirier pulled off the upset with the win as a plus 265 underdog against McGregor in January, UFC betting odds were initially set as a pick'em for the trilogy. Here are the other betting odds for UFC 264 for anybody that is looking to place a bet in tonight's action. Stephen Thompson, minus 150 over Gilbert Burns in welterweight action. Another heavyweight bout. Tai Tuivasa, the betting favorite, over Greg Hardy, the former Dallas Cowboys defensive lineman, and he also played for the Carolina Panthers. Irene Aldana takes on Yana Kunitskaya in women's bantamweight action. In other bantamweight action, Sean O'Malley is a minus 900 betting favorite against Chris Moutinho, and that is bantamweight action. And other welterweight action, two more fights. And this is a whole lineup of fights. I'm not going to go through them all, but two more welterweight fights. Max Griffin main at minus 190 against Carlos Condit, and Michael Pereira, betting favorite, minus 180 over Nico Price. There are bonus bets. Bonuses here, covers.com, reporting $25 risk-free bet on either fight at pointsbet.com. Let's see. William Hill, U.S. Open. Conor McGregor, a minus 115 favorite, and Dustin Poirier, a minus 105 underdog nearly 3 months ago on April the 13th. Now Poirier is the betting favorite with plenty of money rolling in on both sides and much more expected throughout the day for what will be a massive night in Las Vegas. In a news release earlier yesterday, Nick Bogdanovich of Will Hill, U.S., said, quote, "Sharps are on Poirier. McGregor was a huge favorite in his last fight against Poirier in January, so how much can you cut it? We opened him near Pick'em after he was over $3. The Sharps are telling us that we didn't adjust enough." That said, money is running quite close with a slight edge to Poirier at 53%, while McGregor is drawing 62% of the tickets. The largest wagers thus far at Will Hill is $52,500 on Poirier to win $50,000, and Bogdanovich is bracing for Conor cash. So those Conor McGregor bets could come in late. It is a very highly anticipated fight between McGregor and Poirier. And Poirier from Acadiana, the Lafayette, Louisiana area. I'm sure Acadiana is going to be watching this fight intently as he takes on McGregor for a third time in Las Vegas tonight, UFC 264. Let's see what else is going on. Oh, by the way, for anybody, for others that are watching this right now, right there, you could always Venmo me at Paul-Wonder.1. That's at Paul-Wonder.1. Venmo me. Any contributions to this program will go right back into the production costs and the production of this program, whether it's for cigars, whether it's for alcohol, whether it's for lighting, whether it's for, I don't know, whatever else is needed to improve on the production of this program. I do want to keep it going. I want to keep it going as long as I can. I enjoy this. It's an outlet for me to just sit here, have conversations with everybody, give you my thoughts, and that sort of thing. Another thing that I do want to talk about, and you probably may not be asking or paying attention, but I am wearing New Orleans Pelicans gear, and the Pelicans organization still searching for a head coach. Here's a report here. The Pelicans, Kenny the Sports Guy newscast reported 3 hours ago that the Pelicans are expected to trade the number 10 overall pick in the NBA draft for some veteran help. With a team full of young stars, the Pelicans are expected to take the next step and acquire a veteran. And that could potentially help. But they need a coach. And right now, Willie Green, the assistant for the Phoenix Suns, who are up 2-0 in their series in the NBA Finals against Milwaukee. And they've done it in convincing fashion. I mean, they really have. Report from Sportskeeda. After missing out on the NBA playoffs for the last 3 seasons, the Pelicans are looking to bring in major changes to their roster, with NBA trade rumors suggesting they are open to trading their number 10 pick for this year's draft. The Pelicans have an exciting squad but need direction and guidance to maximize their potential to be a playoff contender. According to Zach Harper of The Athletic, many people in the NBA believe they could be looking to add veterans to their roster this year or this offseason. The Pelicans are looking to build around their young stars Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram, and most importantly, Zion Williamson. They've displayed their efficiency at a high level during the year. However, Ball is a restricted free agent this summer, and there's no update on whether he will return to the team, with NBA rumors suggesting multiple teams are interested in his services. Point guards to watch this offseason: Kyle Lowry, Mike Conley, Goran Dragic, Dennis Schroeder, Patty Mills, Reggie Jackson, Spencer Dinwiddie, of course, Lonzo, Derrick Rose, Cameron Payne. Potential point guards: Chris Paul, Damian Lillard, Colin Sexton, Kemba Walker, Ben Simmons, although Damian Lillard right now is focused on the Olympics. It is going to be a wild offseason in the NBA. Pelicans aren't lacking young blood on their roster and would benefit highly by acquiring a veteran. In the past, multiple teams have benefited from doing so. The Suns can be a great example, as they acquired Chris Paul to turn them into a playoff contender and get the best young prospects like Devin Booker and DeAndre Ayton. They're playing in the NBA Finals, something the Pelicans can take inspiration from. It may not be easy to acquire a player of Chris Paul's level, but the Pelicans could certainly try to bring a veteran player on board who could gel with their current young prospects like Zion and Ingram. They will have to be wise with their decisions, though, as they have agreed to trades in the past that haven't helped them turn their fortunes around. The acquisition of Steven Adams can be a perfect example of that. The veteran center isn't a great fit alongside Zion. Adams often ends up clogging Zion's driving lanes to the rim, which makes it a task for them to function on the offensive end. So a veteran who could come off the bench to provide the New Orleans Pelicans with decent defense and a scoring punch would highly benefit the side. So let's think about this, as that was some sort of Mack truck or something going on outside. I am in, first of all, I don't have the cameras to show you my my area here before I get back to this. So I've had to open a garage door so it doesn't get stuffy in here with the cigar smoke. Like I'm doing now, right? So there's going to be a lot of background noise. So if you hear that truck going by out in front of the street, then that's what it is. You know, the joys of doing this from home, wanting to smoke a cigar and not having to do it inside another room. So going back to the Pelicans, yes, all of this is necessary. All of this talk about trading the 10th pick and trying to get veteran help and that sort of thing, yeah, that's all necessary. But you need a coach. You need a coach. And if they go with Willie Green, who is right now the top Suns assistant to Monty Williams in Phoenix, and helping to cultivate that culture with Chris Paul and Devin Booker and DeAndre Ayton and the rest of that roster, if that's the route that David Griffin wants to go down, then so be it. You know, it might work. So, you know, we'll see. But it's time consuming right now. All these other teams that were in need of a coach, they have filled their vacancies. I think Orlando and New Orleans are the only teams that have yet to name a head coach. I know the Pelicans want to be very methodical in in this search. They want to get it right. So it is going to be very important for the Pelicans to get it right. But in addition to Willie Green, my Milwaukee Bucks assistant Charles Lee, as well as current Pelicans assistant coach Fred Vincent, are major players in the coaching search for the Pelicans. I would have to suggest that if you want to completely blow up the Sam Van Gundy coaching staff, Fred Vincent is not an option. I could be wrong, but I wouldn't go that route. If you want to completely change that culture, then you go with an outsider, whether it be Charles Lee or Willie Green. Two very good assistants, by the way. Two very highly respected assistants here in the NBA. So we'll see. If Fred Vincent gets the opportunity to become the head coach of the Pelicans, he's got to do it. He's got to do it. But you have to be able to be one and the same with your front office to make sure that everybody is on the same page, everybody's copacetic, and making sure that you cultivate and you build a culture of winning in New Orleans. This is a franchise that hasn't really had that culture of winning on a consistent basis. We'll get to the playoffs here, we'll get to the playoffs there, but you need to be able to become an organization that wants to win. And obviously they do. They want to win now. But you have to be able to cultivate that culture and build that culture of winning on a consistent basis, and that needs to start now. David Griffin has been in New Orleans now for I believe 2 full seasons now, three seasons. So we'll see where it goes from here. We'll see where it goes from here, because if they continue to struggle and lose and not make the playoffs, the fans are going to stop going to the games. I mean, you don't have sellouts. Now, COVID aside, you don't have sellouts because they don't win. And you need to have this organization start winning and start winning now. I mean, I'm a Pelican season ticket holder. Am I tired of seeing the Pelicans lose? Hell yeah. Win. Just win. And if you could bring a big-name veteran to New Orleans, that all the more better. They don't have veteran help. They really don't have veteran help. I mean, they have some really good players. Zion, Brandon Ingram, Jackson Hayes, Nickeil Alexander-Walker. There's your core. Right there. There's your core group of guys. And you need to be able to build around them. You need to be able to build around them. And Steven Adams is Steven Adams is a capable center, but is he the answer? Probably not. Nikhil Alexander Walker out of Virginia Tech, really good, becoming a really good shooter. Lonzo, if we could keep Lonzo here in New Orleans, that would be great. Eric Bledsoe, I don't think is going to be in New Orleans past this, during this offseason. I think they're going to look to move him. Josh Hart, how could I forget about Josh Hart? He's a guy that wants to be here. He is a contributor here. Jackson Hayes may be the answer to Steven Adams. Kira Lewis, the rookie last year, had a pretty good rookie year. Of course, you got Zion. So there is a group of guys here that you can build around, but you need to bring in I think you need to bring in a couple of veterans to help build a winning consistency. Eric Bledsoe, I don't believe is the answer unless they want to give him another shot this season. I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know in that front, and I don't know if that is going to be the answer to the problems in New Orleans of keeping Eric Bledsoe. I think you need to cut your ties with him. But that's just me. That's just my opinion on that one. You hate to see guys go, but, that's just the reality of it. That is the business of professional sports. So the United States men's national team, soccer, we're going back to soccer here. Gold Cup action for them tomorrow against Haiti. So here are your 5 things that you need to know about Haiti, other than the fact that some Haitian Americans went down there and just assassinated their president. 5 days after qualifying for the CONCACAF Gold Cup with a dominant 4-2 triumph over Bermuda in the preliminary round back on July the 6th, Haiti finds itself with a greater challenge against 6-time champion, the United States, in both teams' opening match in Group B. The United States and Haiti square off at Mercy Park in Kansas City on Sunday, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 Central, and that could be seen on FS1 and Univision, or as the Spanish say, Univision. Haiti, which won the 1973 CONCACAF Championship during its golden age, became only the second Caribbean team to qualify for the World Cup. In the Haitians' first group stage match at the 74 World Cup in West Germany, the legendary Manu Sanon gave the Haitians a 1-0 lead over Italy, which rallied for a 3-1 victory. The stunning score snapped iconic goalkeeper Dino Zoff's record run of 1,143 minutes without conceding a goal. Sanon also tallied in a 4-1 defeat to Argentina. Okay, so head-to-head, Haiti and the United States are both 6-6 against each other, and the teams drew 5 times. Best finish for the group stage game 1, 8 tournament appearances for Haiti. 8 tournament appearances for Haiti. Their best finish, 2019. All-time tournament record for Haiti, 8-11-5. Scored 23 goals, given up 30. Their current FIFA ranking is 83. 3 players to watch for Haiti: Duncan Nazon, France D. Pirot, and Derek Etienne. Jean-Jacques Pierre, the head coach. The history between the United States and Haiti has been defined by streaks. After the United States emerged victorious in their first 3 encounters, Haiti won 6 consecutive matches from 1968 to 1973, which was broken by a scoreless draw in Port-au-Prince on November the 10th, 1976. That began another streak of 3 straight ties before the Americans' 2-0 victory in Port-au-Prince on April 8th, 1983. Jeff Durgan and Chico Borja scored in that game. The Americans are also undefeated 2-0-1 in 3 Gold Cups group stage matches against the Haitians. They registered a 3-0 win before almost 50,000 people at the Orange Bowl in Miami on February 12, 2000, as Jovan Karofsky, Eric Wijnalda, and Kobe Jones all scored. So, again, let's see. 23-man roster has players. The 23-man Haitian roster has players performing for 11 clubs for clubs in 11 countries: Haiti, France, the United States, Ecuador, Canada, Belgium, Portugal, Cyprus, Denmark, Romania, and Kazakhstan. During its 2 Gold Cup preliminary wins, Haiti was powered by the 1-2 punch of strikers France Di Piero and Duncan Nazon, who have combined for 13 goals this year. 27-year-old Nazon, who plays for Sint-Truiden in the Belgian Pro League, has scored 6 goals this year. He boasts an impressive international strike rate of 26 goals in 49 matches, including 4 goals during a 10-minute span of the 10-0 triumph over Turks and Caicos back on June the 8th. So it'll be an interesting matchup. Americans have failed to qualify for the Olympics again. Men's national team needs help in a bad way. And they need to figure out a way to qualify for the Olympics. I'm sorry, the World Cup. World Cup. So let's see if there's anything else that I can report right now. Does it not look like it? Oh, this is interesting. The WWE is moving out of the Thunderdome. Yeah, goodbye pandemic era. Video of the WWE Thunderdome being packed up is now going around on Twitter. The Monday Night Raw was taped for this week coming up. SmackDown will be live on Friday night next week. So the Thunderdome is gone, is done. So over a year in the Thunderdome. Over a year. Big time story there. Well, not really a big time story, but it's about time. So that is, I'm going to wrap it up. That's how I'm going to wrap it up. That's how I'm going to end it. On WWE News, that's how I'm going to wrap it up. So, everybody, thank you for joining me. And as always, you can watch the replays on YouTube of every show that we've done in my YouTube era. All the shows that I've done on Facebook Live are still available on Facebook Live, are still available on my Facebook page as well as the Cigar and Beverage Facebook page, so you might want to go there. I will be at Finn McCool's. As of right now, I will be at Finn McCool's Irish Pub in Mid-City, New Orleans tomorrow to catch the Euro final between the Three Lions, England, and the Azzurri, Italy. Tomorrow, 2 o'clock. I hope to get there early enough to grab a seat at a table. Oh, that's gonna be one. It's gonna be packed at Finn McCool's. Pandemic over. Thank God. Fully vaccinated, by the way. I was fully vaccinated, officially fully vaccinated for my trip to Atlanta last weekend. So that was good. Also, don't forget Venmo me at Paul-Wonder-1. That's at Paul-Wonder-1 on Venmo. Again, all donations go back into the production of this program. So thank you, everybody, for joining me. This has been a great morning or early afternoon edition of Cigar and a Beverage. And as always, grab your favorite cigar, grab your favorite beverage, sit back, relax, and enjoy. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day.